Okay, I hope nervous tissue is not going to be too hard for you. Where we find nervous tissue is going to be in the brain or the spinal cord. Those are our two main locations. We do find it throughout the body, but that's where we're mainly going to find nervous tissue, brain and the spinal cord. And its function is going to be communication, so it's quite straightforward. Now everything we see in the background, these cells are supporting cells for these two main cells right here. These main cells are called neurons, and they're the main cells that actually do communication. They do the job of communication for nervous tissue. These cells are supporting cells called neuroglia, or we can also call them glial cells. So they are important cells, very important cells, but these are our communication cells called neurons. Our neurons, you notice, have many extensions that come off of them. These extensions are called dendrites, or it might be an axon. We have one single axon and we have many dendrites that come off of a neuron. You can't tell which is the axon in the cell and which are the dendrites. This is the nucleus, and this is its nucleolus. So it's a lighter staining nucleus here and a dark staining nucleolus. And here's our nucleus here to this neuron and its nucleolus. And then again in the background we have all these glial cells, which are the helper cells to these neurons. Here's some more nervous tissue. In the background we have all these little, here's a nucleus to a neuroglial cell, here's a nucleus to a neuroglial cell. You can also call them glial cells. So here's a nucleus to a glial cell, and here's a big neuron here with its lighter staining nucleus and the nucleolus in the center. And here's a neuron and a neuron and a neuron and a neuron. These big cells, these big neurons, I hope you can clearly identify them. They're quite obvious. And on this slide right here we have a bunch of neurons with their dark nucleolus in the center of their lighter staining nucleus. So this nervous tissue doesn't look like anything else until we get to a slide that looks like this. Now look at these star-shaped neurons right here, and they're all wispy and pulled apart. And so in this slide, when you see their extensions pulled like this, it might confuse you, and you might think that this is a regular connective tissue because look at all these extensions pulled, and you might think that these are collagen fibers and elastic fibers. So be careful on lab practical day. If you're looking at it, don't say, wham, that's a regular connective tissue if you see these big neurons. That's the only time you're going to make a mistake, is if you confuse nervous tissue for a regular connective tissue. And that's it.